Welcome to Builder Information Systems Video Learning Center. This training tutorial is an overview on job burden and production expense. Construction companies incur many varied overhead expenses that can span across numerous jobs that overlap at different times. That makes it nearly impossible to directly assign some expenses incurred to one job or another. The term job burden sometimes refers to those often intangible costs of doing business that are indirectly associated with contracted jobs. A portion of the job burden will be non-payroll related, while some expenses like workers' comp insurance, FICA, and Medicare taxes, etc., may be directly related to payroll. In Builder Information System, the production expense option provides a method for allocating a portion of the non-payroll related expenses to each job, thereby allowing the company to more accurately manage and recoup costs. The production expense option allows for a separate percentage increase to be levied on all jobs within a time frame broken out by labor, material, subcontract, other, direct expenses, and equipment based on the job's direct expenditures to those areas, thereby reflecting a more accurate distribution of those intangible expenses incurred as well. To access the production expense form, select the production expense link in the white area of the Job Cost module, or go to Job and select Production Expense in the menu. On the main tab of the production expense form, note that the production expense amounts are date-driven by the beginning date. That is, whatever the percent for the given job cost type based on the date at that time the transaction is created. The form is very straightforward. Enter or select a beginning date and enter the desired percentage for the job cost types. Note that there is an Apply Production Expense checkbox that allows you to toggle off the production expense if necessary. Again, whatever the setting is at the time the transaction is created is what will reflect in the related job cost reports. The Note tab allows any pertinent information to be stored when necessary. Payroll-Related Job Burden. As mentioned earlier, payroll-related job burden includes factors like workers' comp insurance, FICA and Medicare taxes, as well as union contributions. First, there are optional settings available to accrue these amounts in the general ledger, as well as settings to apply FICA to job cost. Access system-wide parameters by selecting the System-Wide Parameters link in the white area of the My Desktop Administrator folder, or by going to Administrator and selecting System-Wide Parameters in the menu. On the Payroll tab, first note that there are optional settings to accrue union contributions and workers' comp to the general ledger, and a checkbox setting to apply FICA to job cost. Clicking the Federal Tax Information button, you will find optional settings to accrue Social Security tax, Medicare tax, and FUTA tax on their respective tabs. Clicking the State Tax Information button and then your corresponding state's tax ellipsis button, there is a checkbox option to accrue SUTA on the SUTA tab. While accruing these amounts may be essential for record-keeping purposes, only workers' comp, company FICA, Medicare taxes, and union expenses are reported as indirect costs on the Job Cost Burden Report. To include any other payroll-related job burden will require factoring an additional percentage in the production expense labor, or it may be done in the individual employee's master record settings for other burden. Once you have completed and saved the desired settings in System-Wide Parameters, browse to the employee's master records and select an employee. On the default tab is an additional option for Other Burden Percent, which allows for percentage to be tailored individually for each employee. As an example, I'll set this employee's Other Burden Percent to 10%, and we will process a payroll check and some other job cost to a single job to illustrate. Now select the Burden Analysis Report link in the blue area of the My Desktop Job Cost module, or go to Reports, Job, Job Cost, and burden analysis in the menu. First, set your desired report type and then the job number operator to equal. Select the individual job's ID and preview the report. The left side of the report displays the direct costs broken out with gross wages, materials, subcontracts, and other with a total for direct costs. The right displays indirect costs by workers' comp, other burden, production expense, with union and company FICA along with the total for indirect costs.